Hi, my name's Kieran Nish, I'm 19. When I was 5, I was pretty sick. I was pretty tired, very pale, just not wanting to do the same sort of things I'd usually do. After a myriad of tests, I got a phone call that they basically told me, you're going to have to go to the Royal Children's.
Mum passed away from cancer last year. I hadn't spoken to her for about a week, and I came to the office and I called her from the office, and she told me, and I couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it. Yeah, it was impossible to believe.
I was here in Australia and Mum was back in Canada when we found out about Mum's cancer. And of course, it was very far away and wasn't very easy being so far away. You're not in control of the situation, and that's very difficult. And then you really can't do anything that's going to. You realize that you're not going to have much that you're going to be able to do except to make them as comfortable as possible.
Hi, my name's Nicholas Rowan and I'm 20 years old. On the 27th of February 2015, I was officially diagnosed with testicular cancer. Cancer is something I never really thought about, never thought would happen to me, especially at 20 years of age. It's the last thing from your mind, really, and I didn't realise how young you can have testicular cancer.
I left work straight away and drove 4 hours to Grafton to be with her, but I was sure that when I got there that, I don't know, somehow we'd discover that it wasn't true and that they'd made a mistake.
It was pretty shocking for that to happen, I guess to other people around me. For me, it was just weird. I soon had to undergo the chemotherapy, and that wasn't fun.
I was back along with my sisters and my brother. We were there helping with Mum when she was undergoing her radiation treatment, and just generally just trying to take care of her as best you could.
Obviously, I had to have the testicle removed. Less than a week after being officially diagnosed, I went in for surgery, recovered from that, and then I had the option to either undertake some short but intense chemotherapy to decrease my chances of reoccurrence, or leave it at that and move on with life, but have the possibility, and I believe the percentages were 30 to 50% of a reoccurrence. I've never been much of a risk taker in my life, so I wasn't going to start now, and decided to do 3 weeks of chemotherapy.
Pretty sick, just vomiting. It's just terrible stuff. It's not as effective as you want it to be for such terrible adverse effects, really. But unfortunately, it's all we've got right now, really.
You're not sure what to do in situations like that. What's the best thing to do? Whether you'll be helpful, whether you won't be. But a friend suggested that it'd probably be a good idea to go, as a way of, not worrying about whether or not you were intruding, whether you were imposing. You just feel helpless in a situation like that, and you just want to try to do something. And of course, I don't regret having gone back, because I'd like to think I helped in some way, and that's as much as you can do. You try to help as much as you can. You sort of fit in, you sort of rally together and see what you can be doing whilst other people are trying to help as well.
They offered her operations or chemo, but the chances of success were very, very slim, and they told her that. So Mum decided right from the beginning that she didn't want treatment. So I argued with her a lot about that and tried to convince her to have the treatment, but ultimately I think she made the right decision for her. I don't think it would have changed the end result, and that decision gave her control.
What was your reaction once you had finished your treatment?
Relief. It's easy as that. You do have a whole weight lifted off your shoulders, and you do have a better appreciation on things, on life itself, and begin to realise how some of the problems that you originally thought were severe and quite significant suddenly become minute.
But there were other interesting memories, I guess. I had a blood transfusion on Christmas Eve, which, I mean, wow, as Christmas presents go, that one must have been most likely the most special one.
Certainly the family rallied together behind Mum. Everyone came to help her. Loretta was a wonderful woman, and everyone in the town where she lived respected her and loved her. I guess that was another highlight that came out of it I forgot about. The things I learnt about Mum from her friends and her work colleagues. I always knew she was special, but I hadn't known just how special she was. I hadn't known just how well liked and loved she was in the community. That was really special.
Look, there's so many good causes out there, and the cure that we all would think would make things so much better. It's important that, you know, anything that can be done so that it can be conquered.
Never during my chemotherapy treatment did I think I had it really bad or anything, because there were people beside me who were doing chemotherapy for up to months and years. So getting through that was definitely one of my greatest milestones in life.
I spent time with her. Her sister came and lived in the same town as her for the last 3 weeks of Mum's life, maybe 4. They hadn't lived that close together for probably 60 years. She was strong, and she was independent, and she was so smart. And even when she was really sick, she was very, very concerned that her children and her grandchildren would be taken care of and wouldn't be left with any worries. And got to admire that, don't you?
But it's a miracle what research has done for cancer as a whole. Taken basically something that is quite a terrible wasting disease, something that just can absolutely destroy not just the person but the people around them. And they've turned that into something that people now have a chance, at least most of the time, or some of the time it's a chance. And that's really special, I think, just to have a chance.
I'd also like to thank the Youth Cancer Service for all their assistance they provided me, and also with Red Kite Australia for the financial support, and which was greatly appreciated and helped me get through my university.
I got a lot of support through Camp Quality and those sort of organisations, and it's amazing what charities can do. I think it's really amazing just for anyone who gives towards those charities as well. I mean, any little bit counts, doesn't it? It's really, really important, and it's really amazing for people to be doing things like that.
I'd also like to thank the endless support of my friends and family, and without them, would not be able to get through this.
I'm so proud of Chris for what he's doing. I don't think I could ever have done it at his age. And I hope that the money he raises and all the other people who are doing the event helps find some form of treatment that's less cruel and less hard and just more available to more people with cancer, so that people like my mum can be helped and not have to go in that way.
Hi, my name is Chris O'Dowd. After losing 2 grandparents to cancer, seeing how it's affected my friends in their childhood as well as at the start of this year, I've decided to complete the Ride to Conquer Cancer. The ride is a 200-kilometre, 2-day charity ride with all funds going to the QIMR Berghofer Research Institute. Cycling has been a passion of mine for a number of years and has taken me to some incredible places. Help make a cure one of them.